Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Office Lovers. We are on Mahiro's best ending here, the usual place. Now that we've finally gotten everything straightened out, let's see just how our relationship pans out. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. A few days later, we all met together for our final project meeting.
Thanks to everyone's help, the project was a huge success.
He announced the initial sales results to everyone and gave his thanks. Our project was initially planned to be only a seasonal item. However, sales were so good that it would be lining the shelves for some time.
With everyone involved with the project gathered here, I would like to announce the successful end of the project.
The sense of finality in his words made me feel a little sad. Leaving the project meant we would be going back to our old positions. That also meant not being in the same office as Mahiro anymore. I wasn't looking forward to any of it.
Unfortunately, Kentaro is unable to spend any more time with us as he'll be leaving, but as for the rest of you, it is my pleasure to invite you back as a team for the next season.
Did I just hear that right? Mahiro and I turned toward each other in shock. Mr. Otome slowly walked towards us while he spoke.
I'm hoping that your next project will be as successful as the last. I'll be counting on you two again.
He patted our shoulders. Yes, sir.
Sure.
This means I'll be able to work with Mahiro for even longer. I could feel a smile breaking out across my face at the thought of it. Wait, this is bad. I can't get too excited and blow the cover of our relationship. I glanced over at Mahiro. His face was beaming with a smile. Looks like I'll need to remind him about keeping it a secret. Like many times before, we were the last ones in the meeting room and thinking of new ideas.
We should put out a survey in this area to get some feedback. I'll make up some rough designs as soon as possible.
Great.
Work's almost over.
He was looking at the clock in the meeting room.
I'd like to leave and get something to eat together, but...
His face creased in a frown. It wasn't that uncommon for coworkers to do such a thing. But Mr. Otome told us we had to be careful. No one can find out about us.
You're right. You know, I'd like to be able to do whatever I want, though.
I think he's really sticking his neck out for you. If someone found out you were related to him, and on top of that, you're dating someone working on the same project.
Yeah, they might think it's unfair, doing all sorts of favors for me.
I might be overthinking it, but it would be bad if that's how it played out.
I know.
That's why it's probably better if we played it safe for now.
I don't know if Mr. Otome ever thought about it that far. But if he did, that's annoying. I don't want anyone to be that worried about me.
What about me? Don't you want me to be worried about you?
You know, it makes me feel like I'm irresponsible and can't take care of myself.
Just because people worry about you doesn't mean they think you're irresponsible, it just means they care. I still have work to do in that respect too.
Maybe. But anyway, I want to spend as much time with you as possible. We can leave work at different times and meet up somewhere. Wouldn't that work?
Yeah, where would we meet though? Somewhere easy to find would be nice.
I know. How about the Christmas Plaza?
The Christmas Plaza? Oh yeah, that. It was the place where Mahiro waited for me that one time. I went there, but couldn't talk to him and left him waiting for me.
You'll come this time, right?
He stared into my eyes to make me say yes out of guilt. I don't know. I was embarrassed, so I looked away from him.
You will. I know you will.
You sound confident.
I trust you.
When he said it like that, there was no way I could skip out on him again, even if I wanted to.
So that's the plan. I'll be going then.
He flashed a smirk at me before leaving the meeting room. Not long after, I went back to my desk and got ready to leave. I was just about to head out when...
Hello, are you about to leave?
Mr. Otome had showed up. Yes, I was.
Has Mahiro left already?
I think so. He was gone when I came back.
I see.
He put his hand on my shoulder.
You aren't going home together?
He spoke in a quiet voice so that no one else would hear. I had to do my best to act normally. What do you mean? I feigned ignorance, putting a smile on Otore's face.
Never mind. It looks like I don't have to worry about you two. He's in your hands now. Take care of him for me.
He slapped me lightly on the shoulder and left me standing there alone. I wonder what that was all about. Testing me? Did he come just to test me To see if I could keep our relationship a secret? Shoot, I have to hurry, I'm already late. Mahiro was probably already there and waiting for me. I already made him wait enough that one time, so I wanted to arrive on time. I rushed toward the Christmas plaza as fast as my feet would take me. It was close to Christmas, so there were tons of people here as one would expect. Where was he?
Dirili.
Hearing a voice behind me, I turned around. Mahiro was standing there with a big smile across his face.
I knew you'd come for me.
He proudly asserted like it was a fact. I never said I wasn't coming.
I know. I'm just happy I was right.
It was like he could read me like a book. It was frustrating at times, to be honest.
More importantly, did anyone suspect anything?
He leaned close to me and whispered in my ear. Mr. Otori had figured it out for sure. That much was certain.
Oh no, who was it?
He read my mind and asked worriedly. Oh, nothing. Just, when I was leaving, Mr. Otori had a word with me. He asked why we weren't going home together.
So, what did you say?
I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he smiled.
That guy, he's a little too close to you. Watch out for him.
What a bold thing to say.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, you're my girl. Even if he is the CEO, I don't want him touching you.
He was sulking like someone was about to take away one of his prized possessions. You're just jealous.
So what? I'm a greedy guy. Don't go meeting up with any other guy all by yourself. Got it?
Alright, I'll be careful. And you don't go getting along with any other girls then.
Are you jealous too?
Not as much as you.
Well then, I'll go and talk to girls while you're watching me.
Jerk.
I'm kidding. I have no interest in girls other than you.
That's better.
So, other than Mr. Otori, no one spoke to you about it?
Nope. No one suspects a thing. Oh, and I'm sorry for being late.
Don't worry about it. At least you came this time.
Sorry. I actually came, but I couldn't get myself to go near you, so I ran away.
Because of the marriage meeting thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's not your fault then. But this time I won't let you run away.
He grabbed onto my hand firmly, and we started walking hand in hand.
It's almost Christmas, you know.
He was staring at the Christmas tree that was set up in the plaza. Yep.
This tree really stands out. It makes the perfect meeting spot.
And it's close to the train station, too.
Want to meet here again tomorrow?
I think I'm going to be late tomorrow, though.
Taking last train?
Not quite that late.
I'll wait for you anyhow. If I know you're coming, I'll wait here however long it takes.
Okay. Since then, meeting at the tree and having a little date became a common occurrence. Several days later, the new project was getting more attention, and we met together for our first meeting.
I think this covers what we can do for the time being. You're responsible for developing new ideas within the framework I just explained. That's all. Let's get to work.
Yes, sir. After the meeting, I headed back to the office.
I finished a rough draft of the design. Can you take a look at it for me later?
Mahiro suddenly passed me some papers. With another note in them? Sure.
Thanks. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Mahiro went home straight after the meeting. His bag isn't here either. I guess he really did go home. Usually we met up after this and went out to get a bite to eat. He didn't leave me a message or send me any mail either. I wonder if he had things to do. I was thinking such things to myself when I looked at the papers he handed me. It read, same time, same place. There in the corner was a little note from Mahiro. Jeez. It would have been easier for him to send me mail. I pulled out an eraser from my desk drawer and erased the evidence of our secret rendezvous. All around town, Christmas songs played through the air from many stores. The street I usually took was overflowing with people. The market was busy too. Mommy, will Santa come to our house tonight? He only comes if you've been a good girl. I overheard a conversation between a mother and daughter. Santa, huh? Tomorrow was Christmas after all. That explains why there are so many people out tonight. The Christmas plaza would be packed with people for sure. I hope I can find Mahiro in all this mess. Despite there being so many people, I found Mahiro surprisingly fast. It kind of stands out with that orange hair and orange shirt. He was looking at his phone, probably reading a message or something. It didn't seem like he knew that I had arrived yet. Not long ago, he played a prank on me. Maybe it was my time to get back at him. I tried sneaking around from behind so that he wouldn't notice me coming. Slowly, he hadn't noticed me yet. Besides, doing something like this was rare for me. He would never see it coming. Maybe his playful spirit was rubbing off on me. Perhaps the saying that people become similar the longer they're together was true. I was right up to him and took a deep breath to shout out his name.
Dirili!
Mahiro suddenly spun around, grabbed my arm and pulled me toward him. He wrapped his arms around me. You knew!
I saw it coming a mile away. I thought you were up to something, so I played along. Are we playing spy now?
He chuckled at me. Maybe.
Well, I won.
He pulled me close for a kiss.
Smooch.
Oh, is it snowing or is it sparkling? He gave me a huge kiss on the cheek.
Huh?
Mahiro pulled away from me slightly. What?
Your perfume is different.
How did you know?
I can tell, silly. It's the one we worked on together.
Until just recently, I've been using the perfume he bought for me. But today, I decided to use the perfume we worked so hard to create. You too. You aren't using your usual cologne today.
Of course not. This smell is the sign of a happy couple.
Yeah.
2 scents come together as one.
His face drew close to mine.
When I kissed your cheek, I could smell it. It was really nice. Can we come together again?
He whispered into my ear. His voice was deep and sexy, stirring up emotions inside me. Yeah.
Thought so.
He cradled my cheek in his hand and smiled at me.
Merry Christmas. I love you.
His lips drifted toward me, and we kissed. Every time our skin touched, a new scent was born. It was a short kiss, but afterward he held me tight in his arms.
I like this. It could become a habit.
So that's why we made it. That's why it's selling so well.
That's true.
His fingers brushed through my hair, and he rested his face on my shoulder.
I want more.
Out of nowhere, his voice sounded distant and sad. The smell?
No, of you.
I could feel my body begin to heat up, hearing just those words.
Can I hold you?
When I nodded, he leaned toward me for a kiss. Maybe we should head to the hotel. Soon after, we were heading toward the usual hotel we always went to. Click. Why don't we ever go to each other's houses? Nobody in this game, we never go to each other's houses. It's always the hotel. Are hotels that cheap or do we make that much money at work? When I opened the door, all I could see was the huge window with a view of the cityscape.
Isn't it nice? I reserved it a long time ago.
It was the highest room in the hotel. The interior wasn't different from the other rooms, but the view was on another level.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. Lights were shining all over the city for the Christmas season.
I've already made preparations for dinner, so how about we toast?
A gorgeous dinner was already laid out on the table next to the window. Is this a full-course dinner? Such a lovely dinner was something I hadn't seen outside of a wedding reception.
It's Christmas, so I went all out.
He shyly smiled at me. Christmas?
It's the holiday for lovers, right?
Yeah, but up until this year, that was meant for other people, not me. I was working on a perfume for lovers, but I didn't know what that meant exactly. I never thought I'd end up becoming one.
That sounds like you all right.
Don't laugh.
So, what do you think? How's your first Christmas as a lover?
It's exciting.
That's it?
It feels special. Ever since you kissed me at the plaza, it's like my life has changed. It's like I'm floating on a cloud or dreaming. Sorry, I can't really explain it.
No, I get it. Basically, you love me. That's it.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Because I feel the same way. You transform my whole world. When you're with me, everything I see is sparkling, and I can't help but feel happy. I have no doubt in my mind that here with you now, I'm the happiest person alive.
How can you say such embarrassing things? Although I felt so happy to hear those words, I couldn't help but blush in embarrassment. After raising our glasses to toast, we enjoyed a luxurious meal next to the window.
It's Christmas, so... Here.
He held out a small box toward me. A box of this size could only mean one thing. Is this what I think it is? Well, it could be any kind of jewelry. He slowly opened the box in front of me, revealing a ring.
You might not be able to wear it at work, but anywhere else would be safe to wear it.
Is this my Christmas present?
Yeah. Maybe it's too early to be giving you this, though.
Early?
I don't know. Rings have a special meaning and all. I should have gone with a necklace.
No, I like this.
Try it on.
Okay. I slid my new ring onto my finger. It fits perfectly. How does it look?
It looks great on you.
Thanks. Sorry, I didn't bring a present for you. All my time had been spent worrying about our sales for the holiday season. But Mahiro even found time to get something for me. This is terrible. I have no excuse.
My present is right here.
He poked my lips with his finger. But I've kissed you plenty.
This time is different. I want a kiss and a promise. Promise me that your heart and future belong with me.
Heart and future?
I'm asking you to marry me.
What?
Don't be so surprised.
At first I thought the ring wasn't a wedding ring, but apparently engagement ring, but apparently it is. But it came out of nowhere.
No, it hasn't. I've thought about it ever since you returned my feelings.
But my head was spinning with confusion.
To be honest, I was going to propose when I gave you the ring. But you weren't paying attention, so I put it off until now. Like, after you knew how I felt about you.
But we've only started dating not too long ago.
You can save your answer for when you're ready. This won't be the last time I propose to you. So, when I do, be ready for your answer.
Okay, I will. Who would have thought he would propose to me so soon? Not me.
Promise me.
He put his finger out for a pinky promise. I promise. Our pinkies wrapped around one another, completing the promise.
Hopefully next time you'll be able to answer me as soon as I ask.
He stood up out of his chair and inched toward me.
I'll make you fall so in love with me that no one else enters your mind.
He flashed a smile at me before scooping me out of my chair. Hey, what are you doing? He tossed me on the bed and started pulling off my clothes. Was I finished eating dinner? Where do you think you're touching?
If I do this, you won't be able to stop thinking of me.
Yeah?
You can save your answer to my proposal for later, but tonight, I don't want you to think of anything but me.
You're already the only guy I have my eyes on.
Well, you need to become more and more in love with me. I love you.
He whispered in my ear and landed a kiss on my lips. Alright, I'm heading over to the regular happy ending now, so hope to see you there in a little while, or in some of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye everybody.